Hello and welcome to my channel. My name's Charles the Lastic, and this channel is all about developing an extraordinary mind, an extraordinary business and extraordinary wealth. So today's video is the second half of the 8 biggest mistakes that business owners make. I've been running my own businesses and run actually 6 of them for more than 25 years now, and therefore I think I'm quite well qualified to go into this. I also run a business coaching company at the same time. So hopefully you'll find this video useful in terms of practical help, and let's go forward from there and cue the intro. Hello and welcome back, and today's video is the second half of the 8 biggest mistakes that business owners make. So let's start straight in. So the first thing is that they fail to measure team performance. So why is measuring team performance that important? Well, it's fine having a good culture and having great people, but if you don't measure performance, then really you're not getting the most out of your people, and you're not getting the best out of your company, and therefore the potential you have to succeed is reduced. So measuring team performance is essential. How do you do that? Annual appraisals. Well, I'm not really a big believer in annual appraisals, because basically you sit down with somebody once a year and effectively you go through a whole bunch of points, and sometimes it almost seems like people are trying to mark people down purely so they don't give them too high a salary rise or too big a bonus, and of course that can be a disincentive. Most importantly, sometimes people will just think, well, the boss is an idiot, and if they think the boss is an idiot, or their team leader is an idiot, then they're going to pay no attention at all to the appraisal and really won't make any attempt to approve, because they don't believe the fundamentals that are coming out of it. So how do you deal with that, and how do you deal with that problem? You go into 360 appraisals. So 360 appraisals, to have that, you've got to have at least 3 people in a team. The ideal numbers in a team are 4 to 6. You can get away with 3 to 7, but I wouldn't go well beyond 7, to be honest, because it's quite difficult. Team leaders, as a result, are not just team leaders. They do work and they lead the team as well, and they're often not the best technical people, but the best team players and the people who can help to move the team forward. That's what you're looking for. So 360 appraisals is when everybody reviews everybody else in the team, and this is ideally done on a quarterly basis, and also using software on an anonymous basis. Yeah, it takes time, but done every quarter, you're getting consistent feedback quarter after quarter, and then you can see how your scores are developing, where you're improving. With comments, you can get some help from your team to help you improve your performance. Therefore, what happens is good people get better and the not so good people improve. Okay, so really there you go. So really it brings meaning to the whole thing, because you can't ignore your entire team. You may say the boss is an idiot, and certainly if you believe the boss is an idiot, fair enough, but you can't say your entire team is an idiot, because effectively 4 or 5 people are telling you you're falling down in a certain area, and whether you believe they're right or wrong, you better pay some attention to it, because ultimately it is going to affect your salary and your salary rises and promotion and bonuses, etc. So people will aim to bring some meaning to their development plans and also improve their performance. Now here is where you get another major benefit of this. If somebody is an underperformer, you can get away with 1 quarter of people telling you you're underperforming, especially if you're underperforming across the board, but you certainly would struggle to go past 3 quarters, where quarter after quarter the team of people that you're working with on a regular basis are telling you you're underperforming, and everybody knows whether someone is underperforming in their team or they're not. So you utilize that power to effectively get the people who aren't in the right roles. Maybe you just need to move them to a different role. Maybe they're trying their best, or maybe they're just not capable and they will self-select. In other words, they will probably leave the job and find another one because they can't deal with that continual pressure of being marked down by everyone that they're working with. Worst case scenario, if you do have to fire them, at least the rest of your teams believe that was a fair decision and there won't be any negative impact on team behaviour. So 360 appraisals, fantastic tool to make sure that you're getting the best out of your team performance. Attract the best. What do I mean by attracting the best? Well, really it's making sure that you never hire just to fill a gap. Somebody needs a job doing. Yes, somebody needs a job doing, but you have to find a way around that in the short term. But never ever allow somebody suboptimal into your company. Always seek to employ the best people you can. It's not only salary, sometimes it's the culture, it's what you offer them, it's other benefits, the chance of working in a high performance team, the chance of doing a job that they love where they get autonomy. All these sorts of things are important, but attracting the best people is absolutely imperative. So what do you need to do? You need to make sure that you hire slowly. You've got a strong system and you go through absolute minimum three interviews. Maybe one would be on the phone, so you've done an appraisal on the CV first of all, which also be done and scored by a number of people, not just one. You can get rid of the majority maybe by one person knowing what you want, but then it comes down to 2 or 3 people scoring people. Then you have a primary interview maybe on the phone, then you have face-to-face interviews, half an hour, 3/4 an hour to get a gut feel, and then people go to second interview, which is much more in-depth and would probably be an hour and a half to 2 hours, and ideally you even see those people through what they're actually doing in the office, psychometric tests, all that are important. So interview process is paramount here because there is nothing that's more important. If you have great individuals, they form great teams. If you give a rubbish idea to a great team, they may produce something good. But if you give a good idea to a rubbish team, they're going to produce rubbish. And therefore, at the end of the day, the success of your company depends upon every individual being a high performer. Because if you're working in a small team of 4 or 5 people and you're working consistently with somebody who is a non-performer, that means your best people are going to walk because they're going to get too frustrated dealing with people who aren't good enough within the company. So you cannot afford to hire bad people. Simple as. Right, so how do you do that? You systemize your interview process. You make sure that you're asking everybody the same questions in your second and third interview. You have scorecards. You have 3 or 4 people interviewing the one person. Different people will pick different people up. And here's the crux. Here's something that almost nobody does. A year after that person has been taken on into the company, look at their 360 reviews. You've now got 3 or 4 of them, right? And then, is the person that you're now assessing the person that you thought you were employing? If it isn't, where's the hole in your interview process? What sort of questions are you missing that you need to put in so then you don't miss that on the next person? Every interview should allow you to get better and better and produce better people because you systemize the process. Really, really important. Number 7. Don't just systemize your interviews, systemize everything. Everything in your company should be a system. So everything should have a checklist. Checklists then fit within workflows. Workflows is about managing tasks, and you probably, once you get more than 2 people, 2 employees, you should have a software system which enables staff to pass tasks between them and see when those tasks are done. For instance, we use a system called Asana, which for up to 15 people is completely free, which is absolutely unbelievable. But we find it excellent, and it enables us to work in a sensible manner and put together checklists and systems which work. But systemize everything, Because if something goes wrong, what do? You don't blame the person. If you've employed a great person, if you've got a great culture, it's not the person, it's your system. It's the boss, it's the team leader who's at fault. Look at the system. If you've got processes, you adjust the system accordingly so the same mistake doesn't happen again. That's the point of systemizing, and eventually you can then scale your business because you've got systems for everything. You cannot scale your business without good systems. Otherwise it'll be rubbish in, rubbish out. That's what you don't want. Last but not least, accountability. Everybody should be held accountable. When I say everybody, I mean everybody, especially team leaders and especially the boss. So the 360 reviews help, but generally on a case-by-case basis, a task-by-task basis, people should be held accountable to be making sure those jobs are done, and you need to build systems to make sure that happens. Most importantly, the head of the company, the board, if it's one person, if it's yourself who runs your own business with 3 or 4 staff or 15 or 20 or 100, doesn't matter. Get yourself a coach. A coach will make an enormous difference. All the best performers in every field have coaches. Does Roger Federer's coach play tennis better than Roger Federer? No, absolutely not. But he helps Roger Federer improve his game. You need that too. You need a coach to help you improve your business game and move yourself forward. So that's the 8 biggest mistakes of business owners. Hope you enjoyed the video. It's not just a question of enjoying the video though. Did you make notes? If not, go back through it. Make some notes. Record what you're going to do. What actions are you going to take as a result of this? All the knowledge in the world without action is a waste of time. So take some action. If you like the video, take some action. Give us a like down below. We would appreciate it. But thank you very much for listening. If you enjoyed what the other material we've produced, then please subscribe to this channel. We intend to try and keep the quality of our videos right up to speed. But give us a like for today. Thank you, and bye for now. Thanks. Bye.